Hi there, thank you so much for joining me. Today we are going to do a deep core and glute focused series. So we're going to focus on those smaller, deeper muscle groups. So think about the TA, the deep abdominal muscles. We're going to focus on a lot of stability in the core muscles and in our glutes specifically. We're going to start with one medium and one super light spring. So for me on the Align C8, it's going to be one red and one yellow spring. So one medium and one super light. And then you're going to come into a kneeling position with the hands wide onto the foot bar. We're going to be facing the foot bar. You're going to tuck the toes under. The knees are going to be down onto your carriage here. Draw the shoulder blades back, keeping the length through the arms. Just make sure all the fingers and the thumbs are over the top of your foot bar. You're going to slowly lengthen through the spine, keeping everything nice and long. We're going to then round through the back. As you tuck the chin towards the chest, draw the hips back as you look towards the knees. Slowly look straight ahead again as you extend through the body. Keep the spine nice and long, and then slowly round through the spine. Really exaggerate that rounding as you bring the carriage back in. Out again. And then slowly bring the carriage back in. Really exaggerate that rounding as you send the hips back. Lovely. Bring the carriage back in. We're going to come and lie onto our back now. So swivel yourself around. You're going to come and lie right into the middle of your carriage. You're centering yourself away from the shoulder pads. You can take the feet onto the foot bar just temporarily. And then from here, I want you to really think about getting your imprinted spine. So think about drawing the pelvis up towards the ribs as you connect each part of the back with your carriage. You're going to lengthen both arms up towards the ceiling, drawing the shoulder blades back as you extend both arms up. Left leg's going to come into tabletop, and then the right leg. So think about keeping the shins flat here. You want the knees directly over the hips, and then you want the heels level with your knees. You're going to open the left arm out to the left, draw the ribs down. Think about using the deep abdominal muscles as you sweep that arm back up to the center. And now your right arm. Keep the left arm up straight. Slowly sweep that arm back to the middle. Again, open that left arm out. Draw those ribs down. Those deep abdominal muscles are doing all the work here. Stabilize us. Open that right arm. And then back to the center. Keep the ribs down. We're going to add our legs now. This time, as you open the left arm out, the right leg's going to lengthen over the top of the foot bar. Bring everything back to the center with control, keeping the pelvis flat. Open that left leg, right arm. Back to the center. It's really important just to double check your alignment every single time. The knees often want to creep in towards us, so just make sure the knee stays over your hip in your solid tabletop every single time the opposite leg extends. Keeping the back of the shoulder blades, the scapula really heavy onto the carriage here. Maintaining that imprinted spine. We've got two more like this. And last time like this. Back to center. Pop your feet down onto the foot bar. We're going to take the knees over to the right side. Bring both knees all the way down as we hold this twist. And then back to the center. Take them over to the left. And then back to the center. You're going to take your hands now onto the hooks over the top of your shoulder pads here. From here, you're going to extend through the right leg, and then your left leg can come up as well. Keeping the hips heavy, find that imprint again. Slowly cross your right leg down towards the foot bar, and then lift it back up. Now your left leg's going to lengthen down. You can keep the elbows wide here. Keeping the scapula heavy. Down with the right leg. Bring it back up to the center. And now the left leg lengthens down. Back to center. Keep breathing. Try and exhale as you lower. Inhale as you lift. Last 3 times like this. Keeping it really controlled, really slow speed here. Last 2. And last 1. Back into tabletop and then slowly lower the legs down. You can draw the knees in towards the chest and then you can curl up here, hugging the knees in. Amazing. Come and lie onto your back now. You're going to take your hands into your short loops. So as you bring the loops over the face, you're going to start to open the carriage. We're looking for that straight line all the way from the wrist down into the shoulders here. Just make sure your hands have got your short loops or your equivalent, depending on which reformer you're using. Again, we're going to find that imprinted spine. We're going to take one leg at a time up into our tabletop. Draw a nice deep inhale through the nose, and then with those soft lips, you can exhale through the mouth as you slowly lower the arms down towards the carriage. Lift the arms back up. Exhale, lower the arms down again. Maintaining that straight line through both arms. We're keeping it really controlled and slow. We want the arms to be a few inches above the carriage as we sweep them down. So we're not bringing them all the way down. We're keeping them level with the body or just above as we lower them down with control. Slowly lift them back up. If you can find yourself losing your imprint at any point, you can just keep the arms a little bit higher instead. Really checking your alignment. You want to challenge yourself to keep the tabletop in the legs without lifting the back. On this next one, we're going to add our chest lift. So as we reach the arms down, we're going to look between the knees and then slowly lower the head back down onto your headrest. Bring the hands directly over the shoulders again. Before we curl up and look in between the legs again, slowly lower the head back down. We've got 5 more like this. Staying centered the whole time for 4. For 3. Last 2. And last one, we're going to stay lifted. Keep the imprinted lower back here. Lengthen your left leg out. Bring it back into tabletop. Right leg out. Bring it back into tabletop. Again with the left leg out. Bring it back into tabletop. And the right leg out. Can you lift a little bit higher? We've got 1 more on each side. Out. And back in. And right. Back in. Slowly lower yourself back. Close your carriage. You can pop your straps back onto the hooks behind you or onto your shoulder pads. I'm going to take the knees down over to the right side again. Back to center and over to the left. And back to the center. Slowly sit yourselves up here. We're going to take our box now and we're going to place the box into our short box. Once you've got your short box on, you're very carefully going to step onto the carriage facing your foot bar. So you can take your hands wide onto the foot bar, 1 by 1, step the feet up. We're going to keep the heels heavy, heels are flat onto the carriage, and then lengthen through the legs. From here, you're going to start to open the carriage, softly bend into the knees to bring the carriage back in, and then again extend through those legs. Keep it controlled as you bring it in, away from the stopper, and out again. Core is in nice and tight here. Keep drawing those abs in with the carriage and out again. In with the carriage and out. Good. Shoulders are staying exactly where they are. They're not moving at any point away from that straight line over the wrists. Last 2. And last one. Bring the carriage back in. From here, I'm going to lift that left heel as I tuck the toes under, keeping the hands wide onto the foot bar. Just make sure all the fingers and the thumbs are over the top. I'm then going to take my right toes up onto the edge of the box. I'm slowly going to extend through the legs, keeping that bend in the right knee, and then bend into that left knee. Can you keep your hips really straight here? So try not to sink into that left side. Even though that right knee is lifted, we're challenging our pelvic stability here. We want the hips to stay square. Out with the carriage. And back in. Out and in. Keep that straight line through the arms. Out and in. For 4. Exhale as you open. Inhale as you close. Last time like this. Slowly bring the carriage back in. Hop that right foot down. That heel can stay high now. Feel free to have a little release here. Just bring the arms up, bring the chest higher. Slowly take them back straight. From here, the left foot can come onto the end of your box. Right heel is lifted. We're going to straighten through that right leg and then bend into that leg to bring the carriage in. Out with the carriage and in. Out again, keeping the hips square. Slowly bringing your carriage back in every single time. Out with the carriage and back in. Keep that right heel lifted. We've got 5 more like this. Keep breathing. Keep drawing those abs in. Really nice. Last 2. And last time like this. Slowly bring the carriage back in. You can lower both heels down now in front of the box onto the carriage. Just come up to standing really slowly. Draw the shoulders up and around a few times. Shake everything out a little bit. And then from here, we're going to have both heels lifted. So you're going to keep the hands down just while you get the heels high, tucking the toes under, and then you're going to shoot the hips back and down. From here, we're going to find our nice high squat. Lower the hips down as you sweep the arms forward. Slowly keep the knees soft. As you come up straight, down again. Keep the arms forward. Slowly extend through the whole body. Keeping those heels high, down with the bum. And up again. Keep breathing, down and up. On this next one, we're going to find that halfway point and we're going to pulse. Down and up, down and up. Keep squeezing the glutes down and up. For 5, for 4, for 3, last 2, and last 1. Slowly take the hands down and then you can release the heels down. Shake the legs out and then come all the way down onto your box now. Shaking the arms out here. Amazing, guys. We're going to move down now onto our red spring. So just take off that yellow spring. Put the platform back. We're going to release the big loops now from your hooks. You're going to reach back and you're going to have your hands into your big loops. Come up nice and tall through the center of the box, keeping the sit bones heavy. We're going to keep the palms facing in front, and then we're going to sweep the arms up just below shoulder height. Bend into the arms to bring the elbows close to the ribs, and then sweep them forward as we offer the tray. Sweep them in again, and forward. Keeping the shoulders level the whole time. In and forward. In with those elbows. Reaching them forward as we exhale. And inhale as you bring them back in. If this is not enough tension for you, feel free to move onto your short loops at any point. Forward with the arms. And back in again. Try and keep that straight back the whole time. Keeping the deep abdominals in nice and tight. They're stabilizing us the whole time. Keep working with the breathing. On this next one, we're going to bring the elbows just a little past the body now as we get a little bit of shoulder extension. So you're going to bring those elbows just past the body and then reach them forward. In past the body, abs in nice and tight. Exhale forwards. In and forwards. Just bringing those elbows just past the body now as we get that extension work into our shoulders. In with the elbows and forward again. We're going to do 3 more like this. Keep that control. Last 2. And last time like this. Slowly bring the straps back. Pop them back onto their hooks. Amazing, guys. And then from here, we're going to step off our box onto the floor. Step onto the right side. We're going to take the box down now onto the floor. So the box is now going to be lined up with the front of the carriage and also with the metal part of the foot bar. So you probably want the end of the platform to line up with the front of the box here. From here, we're going to step onto the box facing the front. So you're going to be facing the center here. Your left foot is going to stay on the box, so the left toes want to point towards your springs and towards your platform. And then from here, the right toes are going to be tucked under. That heel is going to come up against your shoulder pad. If you have too much range here, if you feel like the feet are too far apart, you can bring that left foot a little bit further back onto the box. We're going to take our curtsy lunges now. So we're going to work into 4 parts. First step is going to be to hinge forward as you bend into the knees. Keep the hands onto the hips. You're then going to lengthen through that right leg, bring it back in, and then keep that left heel really heavy as you extend through the body, nice and tall. Down again into your hinge, bending into both knees. Straighten that back leg, bring it back in, and then straighten the body. Good. This glute is going to switch on pretty instantly here. Keeping that heel really heavy, you should be able to lift the left toes off the box at any point because we're keeping all the way through that heel. All the way down again, hinging forward, keep the spine long. Lengthen through that right leg, draw it back in, and then straighten the body. Keep the carriage really still. Down again, trying to only move the carriage as we straighten that right leg out, bring it back in, and then straighten the whole body up. Really lovely control. Every single time we're controlling the carriage. We're going to do 2 more like this. We don't want it to move only until we straighten that back leg. Really nice. On this next one, you're going to keep that hinge, keep that bend into that right knee. From here, the left heel is going to lift and it's going to lower down. Up with the heel and down. Up with the heel and down. Depending on your balance, you can keep your left hand down onto the foot bar if that works better for you to keep that stability as we isolate into this left side. Up with the heel and down. Up and down for 2. And last one, lower that heel down, lengthen the right leg out one final time, slowly extend through that left leg. Amazing, guys. Step onto the box, shake everything out here. All we're going to do now is push our box back so it's going to be level with the carriage. Amazing. From here, we're going to come into a kneeling position, facing the back. So the hands can come onto the front of the box. Knees are going to stay on the back, underneath the hips. And then from here, we're going to draw a few cat and cows, tuck the chin towards the chest, look towards the belly, and then arch the other way. Take your gaze out straight ahead. We're just having a little bit of a reset here for the spine. Arching straight ahead. Last time like this, really scooping through the belly, rounding through the back. And then arch straight ahead. Amazing, guys. Step off the box now. We're going to change onto 1 blue spring. So whichever is your light spring, you're just going to change your tension onto that instead. And then from here, find that 4-point position now, but the left hand is going to stay on the front of the box. The right hand's going to come onto your shoulder pad, knees onto the back of the box, and then from here, you're going to lengthen through that right arm to open the carriage, slowly bend into that arm without changing anything else. You're going to wait for the carriage to be level with the box before you press the carriage open again. In and out. Exhale as you open. Inhale as you bring it back in. Really nice, guys. Keeping the hips square here. On this next one, you're going to hold the carriage open, bring your right knee over towards the center of the box. You're then going to lengthen through that left leg. You're going to hold that left leg nice and high. As you bring the carriage back in, lower that left hip down to keep the hip square, and then lengthen that right leg out again. So opposite arm and leg now, reaching out, opposite directions. Just make sure the left fingers are pointing towards the floor, so that wrist is all the way to the edge of the box. We're not going to get too much wrist strain here. Out with the carriage and back in. Keep the torso square. Out with the carriage and back in. On this next one, we're going to hold the carriage open. Can you sweep the left toes down towards the floor and then back up again? Down towards the floor and then sweep it back up. Without opening that left hip up, we want the hips to stay square the whole time here. Down towards the floor and back up with that leg. Down and up. Keep that right arm long. Down to the floor and back up to hip height. Keep squeezing the glutes. Down and up for 4, for 3. Keep that control. Try and keep the carriage really still for 2. And last time like this. Hold that leg up. Tiny, tiny pulses here. Without sinking that right hip, we're staying centered. Up and down for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly bring that knee back down. Bring the carriage all the way back in. Amazing, guys. Shake everything out here. We're going to come and lie onto our back now. So bring the box a little bit closer. It's still going to be lined up with the carriage, but it's all the way against the frame here. You're going to come and lie onto your back, onto the box. We're going to take that right strap and it's going to come over the leg. So you're going to bring the carriage open a little bit as you bring that strap over the leg. Take the legs into that tabletop, knees over the hips, hands come behind the head. We want the head to be heavy into the hands. Keep the elbows wide. Maintaining your imprinted spine now. We're going to lengthen that left leg out and bring it back in. Out with that left leg and back into your tabletop. Inhale as you bring it back in. Exhale as you lengthen it out. That right heel is not dropping. It's staying in level. You're still maintaining your imprint. Just take the fingers underneath the back and just check that you still got your imprint here. Out with that left leg and back in. Last 3. Last 2. And last time, hold that leg out, lift it up, lower it down till it meets the same height as the right foot. Up with the leg and down, up and down for 5, for 4, for 3, last 2, and last 1. Slowly take the feet down. We're going to sit onto the end of the box now and release that leg from the loop. Pop that strap back onto that hook. Amazing. We're going to take our box now into our short box again. So take your box across the carriage. So it's going to be in that short box. And then from here, we're going to draw that closest strap off the hook and we're going to swivel around to face the front. We're going to bring the carriage open and now the right leg is going to go inside that loop. So take your right leg inside the loop, make sure it's above the knee. Then we're going to turn to face the left. So make sure that box is even on both sides. Very, very carefully, you're going to bring that right knee up onto the box. The hands go onto the front of the box, and then your left knee is going to come up. Just shuffle forward here. Make sure, again, the fingers are pointing down. And make sure once you're here that that strap is going over the top of the back of that left leg, so it's not going to get stuck. From here, you're going to flex that right foot, and you're going to keep that bend in that right knee as you kick that foot towards the ceiling, and then slowly bring it back down. Use the mirrors to check your alignment here. Hopefully you've got mirrors around you. Up and back down towards the box. Feel like you're kicking the sole of that foot towards the ceiling. As you bring that heel up, again, we want the hips to stay square. We're not going to sink into that left side. Up with that foot. Slowly bring it down towards the box. Up and down. Good. Keeping that foot flexed the whole time here. We're going to do a few more like this. You should feel this pretty instantly. Into the glutes. Up and down. Keep breathing. Last 3 like this. Last 2. On this next one, we're going to keep that foot up and we're going to pulse tiny, tiny kicks with the sole of that foot towards the ceiling. Tiny, tiny pulses here. The stabilizing glute is kicking in. We've got 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly extend that leg now. You're going to point through the toes. Can you sweep the toes down behind the box towards the floor and then kick it up now to hip height? Down towards the floor, inhale, exhale, and bring the carriage open just a tiny bit. As you kick that foot up, we're only moving the carriage a tiny bit, down and up. Lovely. Down and up. The slower we move here, the better. We sweep that leg up, but we're maintaining that control. The speed is really slow on the way down towards the floor. We've got 2 more like this. On the next one, we're going to hold it at hip height. Tiny, tiny pulses here with that leg. Tiny, tiny movement now. We've got 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, last 2, and last 1. Slowly bring that knee back down. Wiggle the hips around here. We're going to walk the hands with us before we step off the box. Just make sure that the hands come with us so the box isn't going to tip as we step that foot down onto the floor. And then you can release that leg from the loop, carefully closing the carriage as we pop that strap back onto that hook. Let's do all of that on the other side now. So let's take the box down now to the floor, and we're going to move back to our red spring. Just remember to line the front of that box up with the end of the platform. We're going to change our springs back onto that medium spring. So take your blue or your equivalent light spring off, and then we're going to step onto the box facing the center. So now the right toes are going to be pointing out towards the springs of the platform. Your left toes are going to be tucked under. That heel is going to be up against your shoulder pad. From here, keep the hands onto the hips. You're going to think about those 4 parts now. So we're hinging forward to bend into both knees. Keep that right heel heavy. Lengthen through that left leg. Bring it back in. Pull the abs in nice and tight. Back nice and straight through the body. If you need to adjust anything, if you want to bring that right foot a little bit further back, just test 1 lunge. And then if you need to make any adjustments, you can. Hinging forward, bend into both knees. Lengthen through that left leg. Bring it back in. And then straighten through the body. Down again into your lunge. Lengthen through that left leg. Bring it back in. And then straighten through the body. Keep that heel heavy. Down into that lunge. Out again as you extend through that back leg. Bring it back in. And then straighten through the body. Keep that heel heavy. Pull those abdominals in. Out with the carriage. Bring it back in and then slowly straighten through the body. Keep the heel heavy. We should be able to lift those right toes at any point. We're keeping all the weight through that heel. We've got 2 more like this. And then on the return, we're going to hold our hinge on this next one. Keep the carriage really still. You're going to lift and lower that right heel now, up and down, noticing if it feels a little bit more challenging on this side. It may be easier for you on this side to control. You may find it harder, up and down. Try and keep the carriage really still here. If you want a little bit more stability, you can keep that right hand down, or the fingertips down at least, onto the foot bar as you lift and lower that heel. We've got 2. And last time, slowly extend through that left leg, and then even slower, bring the carriage all the way back in. Shake the legs out a little bit now. We're going to step onto the floor, and we're going to move back onto our blue spring. So take your blue spring, and then take the red spring off. Pop the platform back down. Just move the box further back now, so it's going to be in alignment with the carriage. And then you're going to take your knees onto the back of the box again, hands onto the front of the box. From here, find that neutral spine, keeping the abs in, nice and strong here. Take the left hand onto the closest shoulder pad. You're going to slowly straighten through that left arm, and then bring the carriage back in for it to be level with the box. And then out again. In with the carriage, and straight out. Keep working with your breathing. In. Exhale as you open. Make sure that right wrist is onto the edge of the box here, fingers pointing down, keeping space between the shoulders and the ears. In with the carriage and out. On this next one, we're going to hold the carriage open. You can take that left knee over towards the center of the box, and then you can lengthen that right leg out, keeping the hip square here. In with the carriage, and then straight out. In with the carriage, and out. In with the carriage, and out. Think about drawing that right hip down. Naturally, it wants to hike up here a little bit more as we hold that leg out. We don't want to let it open. In with the carriage. On this next one, you're going to hold it straight, sweep the right toes down, and back up to hip height. Down towards the floor, and back up, keeping the length through that leg. Down towards the floor, and up. Keep breathing. Exhale as you kick that leg back up. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. And last time like this. Slowly bring that knee back down. Bend into that left arm to bring the carriage back in. We're going to swivel around now and face the back. Sit onto the end of the box first. And then as we come and lie down, we're going to take our left leg inside that loop now. So it's going to go over the knee. Come all the way down to the edge of the box so that you have a little bit of space behind you so the shoulders can be supported as much as possible. If you still have loads of room, feel free to move down a little bit further. Keep the head heavy into the hands. Keep the elbows wide. Hold that tabletop. Hold that imprinted spine. Slowly straighten that right leg out, forward, and back into tabletop. Exhale as you lengthen. Inhale as you bend it back in without losing that imprint. Think about really pressing the back in to your box the whole time here. Out and in with control. Keep that knee directly over the hip. Out and in. We've got 3 more like this. Keep breathing. On this next one, we're going to hold it straight. You're going to kick it up and then down. Wait for it to be level with the left foot. Up again and down. It's not a huge movement. Keeping the carriage really still here the whole time. Keep the head heavy into those hands. Keep the elbows as wide as you can. We've just got 3 more like this. Up and down. Up and down. Last time. And then slowly bend that knee back in. Amazing. Pop your feet down and get rid of that strap. Lovely, guys. Let's take the box now into the short box. We've just got our glute kickbacks to do on the other side now. So take your box back into your short box. Just make sure it's even on both sides. And then from here, you're going to take that closest loop, take it into the left hand, and then you're going to take your left leg inside that loop now. Turn to the right, so you're going to start to open the carriage. And then be very careful again as you take each knee up at a time. Don't worry if the box tips a little bit. Just keep the hands there strong and then walk them forwards, keeping the knees directly underneath the hips. Again, we want the fingertips pointing down. Done a lot of weight bearing today on the wrists, so if they are sore at any point, you can just release them by rolling them out a little bit. Then from here, again, make sure that rope is over the top of that right leg. Flexing into that left foot, you're going to kick that leg up. Slowly bring it back towards the box and up again. Again, we don't want to hike that left hip up. We're maintaining that square position in the torso and in the hips. You may notice it's a little bit harder to control on this side as everything is tired from stabilizing you on the other side. Up and down. Keep that foot flexed as we're kicking that foot up towards the ceiling here. Keeping that left hip down even when we kick that foot up towards the ceiling and down. Good. We've got 3 more like this before we add our pulses. Last 2. And last one from here. Tiny, tiny little kicks up and down. Hold that bend into that left knee. Up and down. Tiny, tiny kicks here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Think about drawing the shoulder blades back. Lengthen through that left leg. Point the toes as you lower that leg down towards the floor. Kick it back up to hip height. Sweep it down towards the floor again. And then back up to hip height. Down towards the floor. And back up again. Glutes are on fire. There's deep stabilizing muscles. Down with that leg. Back up. Down again. Keep the length through that leg. Really challenge yourself to keep everything square. On this next one, we're going to add our pulses. You're going to hold that leg straight. Tiny, tiny pulses now with that left leg. Keep it long. Tiny, tiny movement. Can you lower that hip down a little bit more? Keeping the space between the shoulders and the ears. For 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly bend that knee back in. Amazing, guys. Wiggle everything out a little bit. Walk the hands back with you, and then carefully you're going to step 1 foot at a time onto the floor. Take that left foot down, and then start to close the carriage. You're going to pop that strap back onto the hook. Lovely, guys. Come and sit onto your box facing your foot bar as we release the back of the legs a little bit. Take the toes onto the foot bar here, and then you're going to allow both legs to lengthen underneath the foot bar. Lift them back up. Slowly send them under. Lift them back up, bend into the knees. Take the feet, the arches of the feet up now. Onto your foot bar. Take the hands wide. Slowly lower the chest as you reach the arms forward. You can softly bend into those knees if that feels good. And then try and stretch deeper, lowering the chest down towards the thighs. Slowly bring the carriage back in. Amazing. We're going to add on a heavy spring. We don't want to move the carriage, so add on your heaviest spring on the line. It's the green. From here, you're going to take your feet underneath your foot strap. So reach down, retrieve your foot strap, and pop the top of the feet underneath it. Come nice and high through the sit bones here, making sure that as we start to scoop down into our roll downs, we're going to keep the sacrum supported. So just keep the hands next to you. You're going to tuck the chin towards the chest, and you're going to get that lovely articulation as you round through the back, core in nice and tight. Slowly stack 1 vertebrae at a time. You can softly bend the knees, and then as we scoop down, we're going to extend those legs. From here, you're going to reach both arms forward. We're going to get that lovely articulation through the back as we C-curve down. Keep your eye gaze straight ahead. And then round up really nice and high. Again, scooping down. And then slowly come back up nice and high onto the sit bones. Again, scooping all the way down. Inhale as you straighten the back. And then again, exhale. Lower all the way down. Maintaining that control. We don't want to lose our C curve. We're looking for that flexion all the way through the spine here. Back nice and straight. Cross the hands over now. Hands onto opposite shoulders. From here, we're going to straighten the legs. Keep that tension onto the rope here, onto the strap. You're going to slowly lean back with flat back. So from here, we're just leaning back with our flat back. Back up nice and straight. Down again. And back up. Keeping the legs long as we start to lean back. We're keeping that long spine, but we're just changing the angle of it. So as we start to lean back and straighten the body, you're keeping that lovely back the whole time. Keep working with your breathing here. And then on this next one, we're going to hold it down there. We're now going to add our twist. Drop the elbow down towards the right side, back to center, over to the left, back to center, and then back up nice and high. Again, flat back as we lean back, over to the right, back to the center, to the left, back to center. Slowly lift the body, keep the knees soft as we lift. Back again. Inhale back to the center. Inhale back to the center. Lovely. We're going to do 2 more times like this, really challenging our obliques. Last time like this. Down and keep the flat back. Slowly lift the body, keep the abs in nice and tight, and release. Flop the arms forward as you lower the belly towards the chest, belly and chest towards the thighs. Amazing, guys. Slowly take the hands up now. Proud chest here. Get a nice extension into the spine. Keep heavy on the sit bones. And then slowly release. The left foot can stay on the platform. Your right foot's going to cross over the top. And you can lower that right knee down a little bit more if that feels good to get a deeper stretch into the hip flexors. Back to the center. And then take that left foot over the top. You can lower that left knee down a little bit more if that feels good. And then lower that foot down. Bring the feet onto the carriage now. We're just going to end with a nice lateral stretch. So you're going to take that right hand down to the right side of the box. Take the left arm overhead. Keep the elbow soft. Getting that deeper stretch all down the left side. Keep the left hip down. We don't want that hip to lift. We're going to keep that hip down as you get a deeper stretch, creating space all the way from the ribs into that left hip. Keep breathing into it. Focusing on our lateral breathing here with our stretch. Back to the center. Take that left hand down. Your right arm is going to keep soft now as you reach the fingertips over towards the left side of the room. Keeping the head in alignment. Keep that right hip down here. Keeping the feet heavy, hips heavy. Lateral breathing into it here. And then back to the center. Clasp the hands together. And then from here, you're just going to turn the palms to face ahead. Stretching both arms out into the wrists. Maintain your breathing. Keep nice and tall through the body. Heavy onto your sit bones. And then slowly bring those arms in, elbows wide, and then press straight ahead again. Keep the shoulders down. And then release the hands And you are done, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Please let me know if you have any questions, any comments, and please remember to subscribe. Thank you so much. See you soon.